Hey there, it's David H. Lawrence the 17th, and we're in the midst of an AMA, an Ask Me Anything, where I basically say, hey, what are your questions? I do an awful lot of talking to you, with you, for you, about you, but I don't necessarily hear back other than in the comments, which I absolutely love, and respond when needed. But I do love these opportunities to take questions from you and get feedback from you. And this has been terrific. We're in the third day. I think this will wrap it up. But if we get any stragglers, maybe we'll do one more episode. But for right now, this will do it. So we asked you to ask questions about the business, about performing, about equipment, about business, mindset, about me personally, and you guys have come through. So let's get right down to it. Mark David says, can you discuss a little bit about trade or stage names? I've heard you should register a trade name or stage name in the state, city, town, counties you plan on or are doing business with. What knowledge do you have on this topic? Maybe include a link or site with trustworthy info. So no link or site. This is a very clear answer, and that is it depends. And I say that because it depends on where you live. It depends what the laws are and the regulations are in your town when it comes to business, running a business. I can tell you here in Los Angeles, there's been an ongoing sort of dispute among performers about what's required to register with the city as a business. Do you need a business license? Do you need a DBA? And then further, whether or not you're using a loan out company as your method of doing business. So in my case, nobody pays me directly. They pay a loan out company that I have put together that loans me out as a performer. And so my name isn't registered anywhere with the city, the county, the state government, the federal government. It's my loan out company. So when you get to the point in your career where you could use a loan out company, the best thing to do is to contact an attorney who has entertainment experience, so they understand the different forms of incorporating and what your city, state, county, etc. requires in terms of doing business legally in those towns. Usually, and again, this is not blanket. It's just in the two jurisdictions that I am familiar with, New York and Los Angeles. Usually, you don't have to get a business license because you're not providing a product or service that is taxable. So, and that may be different where you are. So, just know that that's the case. You really do need great legal and CPA advice. And make sure that your attorney and your CPA are on the same page. Make sure that they both have entertainment experience. And experience with the laws in your marketplace, because you can go to an entertainment attorney in New York or Los Angeles, and they may not be aware, if you live in Paducah, Kentucky, they don't know what Paducah's rules are, what their laws. They could look them up, but you might want to contact an attorney where you live that has some experience with entertainment. And in terms of the other question that I think you kind of asked in that, you asked about trademarking your name. You can do that if you'd like. I don't think there's any advantage to it, but again, I am not an attorney, IANAL. I am not an attorney. I'm not a lawyer. You need to talk to an attorney about whether or not you have the requirement to trademark. I don't think I do, and neither does my IP attorney, intellectual property attorney, but that's my case. What I did need a trademark on was one of the products that I created, Rehearsal Pro. That has a trademark that we've actually had to defend several times. So it depends. It depends. That's the answer to your question. Thank you for asking, Mark. Bruce Andis says, I recently heard you on George Whittam and Dan Leonard's voiceover body shop to avoid the voiceover demo mills. Yes, indeed. I've heard many other folks say the same thing, so many that I wonder if some of these very demo mills say it to deflect suspicion. So I hope you're not saying that that's why you think I'm saying it because I produce demos. I will tell you what I think. I am not a demo mill. I am anything but a demo mill. I would rather have you keep your money in your wallet, whereas demo mills, that's how they make their money, by getting as many people to take money out of their wallet and give it to them, whether they're ready to make demos or not, as they can. And you continue on, you say, the problem is no one ever identifies the bad players. Well, we did on that show. We said some very clear names. Can you give us some tips on how to separate the wheat from the chaff? I have one very hard and fast rule. It's a very quick answer, and it's absolutely the way to separate the wheat from the chaff. If anybody tries to sell you a package that says, we include demos, you'll have it done within 30 days, or you'll have it done within 2 weeks, or you'll do it over the weekend, or you'll have it done within a month, or any time period, run. Do not stick around. If they have set a day, stay away. That's my rule. If when they sell you their product or service, they say, we will get you your demo made quickly so you can jump into the business. Look, when I make demos, the first thing I make sure of is that my client is ready to make a demo. And I am more than happy to say, you know what? I'm not going to take your money today. Here are some things that I think you need to work on. And if you want to work with me, we can do that, or you can go work with whoever you want, but you're not ready, and here's why. None of these demo mills will do that. I've actually had a woman who had a neurological condition that caused her to have a tremor in her voice. Asked me if I could help her with her demo. And when I listened to the demo, I thought somebody was, unfortunately, I'm not trying to make fun of this woman, but I thought somebody was playing a trick on me. Because one of these demo mills, I cannot imagine how that person at that place slept that night when they saw her PayPal payment come in. Did a demo with her, and she will not get work. Her tremor is pronounced enough that it is, unfortunately, going to remove her from competition for mainstream work. Now, you know, you can say, oh, well, if they ever need somebody with a tremor in their voice, yeah. Doesn't usually happen. But that won't stop a demo mill from taking her money or your money. And when you think about the fact that many people who want to make demos are under the impression that they need to make them right away, or that they should make them right away. That's one of the requirements to be a voiceover talent. Not they should make them when they're ready to perform, when they are ready to understand how using a demo can help them get auditions and work. If anybody says, you're gonna take voiceover classes over the weekend, and by the end of the weekend, you're gonna have your demo already done. That is the prime definition of a demo mill. And there are some very, very popular casting people in New York and Los Angeles who will do these sessions over the weekend and tell you that you'll come away with your demo. Now, the exception is if they make you audition and if they say, okay, yes, we think you're ready. But even then, they may accept you even though you have a tremor in your voice. Now, I'm sure you don't have a tremor in your voice, Bruce. You've been watching my stuff for a long time now, and you've been working in the business. But that's my rule. If they've set a day, stay away. If they give you a date certain, we'll get your demo done over the weekend or in a couple of weeks or in a month. And I don't mean from the time you start the demo. I mean they will do a demo for you. We'll give you training. We'll give you equipment. We'll give you a demo. Boom, you're done. Right? You'll be off and running in a matter of no time. That is a demo mill. I offer all of those services, but I make very sure that we don't do that work until you're ready. And that could be a year or two. And I've had people who have said, okay, I guess, and been upset. I try my best when I talk to them about it. I probably stop, 20% of my sessions when I start. Usually it's with people that I have not worked with as a coach. And they claim they're ready to go, but then they can't really take direction well or whatever. The point is, you have to be willing, I have to be willing as a demo producer to say, look, you're not ready yet. And none of these demo mills are. None of them will say that. They'll go, oh, we've got your $5,000 already, and that includes a demo. Let's do it. Thank you for the question, Bruce. I appreciate it. Mary, again, is it Zajac? Is it Zajac? Z-A-J-A-C. She's one of my new pros on VOHeroes.com, and I haven't gotten a definitive pronunciation of her name yet. I should call her and find out. Hi, I'm responding to your request for questions for your AMA. My question is, how do you mark your script if you're using a PDF scrolling behind your Audacity when recording? Thank you for your help. So you may not like my answer. My answer is you don't. Now, there are people who will mark their script up all day long, and they will say, oh, yeah, no, here's what you use. You can use preview. It's got like, boxes and text boxes, and you can put things in. As we teach in all of the courses that deal with how to deal with scripts, cold reading, script analysis, commercials, narration, audiobooks, all of the courses within VO Heroes that talk about scripts, we repeat this one mantra over and over and over again. Don't mark up your script. What I do is I keep separate track of things like pronunciation, things like pickups, and so on. People who underline and circle and star, you have now doubled your work. This is in my opinion. You've now doubled your work when you go back to narrate or to perform that script. Not only do you have to deal with the words and the story and the character and all that, but now you have to figure out what you meant by that circle or that underline or that star. Or if you put a pronunciation nearby, you have to kind of dodge your eye up to that pronunciation and acquire it and process it. Keep those separate. Put them separately. When I go in to do anything here in the studio, or when I go into another studio like Penguin Random House, I actually have a physical piece of paper that I keep off to the side because I want my script to be nice and clean. All I want speaking to me from the script is the story. That's it. And that's what I recommend. Now, you can use things like I annotate. You can use things like preview. You can use, I think in the comment stream that you posted this question on, somebody jumped in and answered the question that they think, here's what you should use. You can use any of those things you want. My advice to you is don't use any of them. You don't need to do that. You don't need to mark up your script. I've had people who've come up to the mic at workouts and their script is so heavily laden with stuff that you can see the marking through the paper, physically through the paper. They've underlined it because they've circled it first and then they've underlined it because, well, what does that mean? They're going to emphasize it? Does that mean they're going to raise their pitch on it? Does that mean they have to go look it up? What does that mean? I don't want to have to do that decoding as I'm performing the script. I just want the story there. And if I need to do something in terms of pronunciation, I'll put it on a separate sheet of paper. I'll put it in a separate file. I'll do anything I can to keep my script nice and neat and clean. It's tough enough to narrate from a script without all the markup. So that's my advice to you. I hope that doesn't disappoint you. I did give you a couple of options if you choose not to take my advice, but the idea that you would mark up your script at all, to me, is a mistake. It's a mistake for me. I think it might be a mistake for you. You might find it easier to do your work without all that junk on your script. That's my story. I thank you for your question, and I look forward to you telling me how to pronounce your last name. Is it Zajac, like Pat Sajak, or is it Zayak? That's how it would be pronounced in certain languages. I don't know. I can't wait to find out. That's my question for you in your Ask Me Anything, Mary. And this has been a lot of fun. There have been some questions that come in that I didn't get to. Just a couple, though. I figured I didn't want to stretch this out too far. If more questions come in because of these answers, maybe I'll do another follow-up after the next couple of videos that I'm going to do in the next day or two. But for now, I thank you so much for this AMA. It's been great fun. I love it. And thank you for not asking me, how come you're so fat? How come you're so bald? How come you're so old? How come you're such a blowhard? That happened earlier in the year. Somebody sent all of those in one question. I got some questions for you. How come this? And I, just say to a troll, thank you so much. Bye-bye. Okay, great. So let me know in your comments below if you have any comments on what I've been answering, any comments on the questions that have been asked today. If you'd like to be on our list, go down to the very bottom on voheroes.com on any page and fill out the form that says get on the list, and we'd be happy to have you. I'm David H. Lawrence, the 17th. I thank you so much for asking these great questions and for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.